So we got a new dev blog here for Overwatch 2 here today, and again with this, it's basically confirming some of the buffs and nerfs that they have planned, some characters they're looking at of, yeah, this character is a bit too broken, being picked way too much and winning way too much. That is basically what we're talking about here today. It is pretty cool, so we have some information. So some of the things that the community has been talking about, they have answered, which, hey, it's pretty damn good. Let's jump into it, let's talk about it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, let's check it out. So we got the Overwatch 2 developer blog, post-launch updates on gameplay, maps, and competitive. So again, if you missed it earlier today, they first talked about how competitive was broken. So that was there. They had a whole thing where they were fixing it. Also some patch notes dropped and stuff like that. Also in this, they have like a map thing we're talking about too. So that's all that's going on here today. So we have hero balance here, right? With some of the heroes, they're performing better than others, and there are differences across player skill levels. We are happy to see that no hero's overall power is far out of line with our goals. Zarya. Every hero on the roster has a win rate between 45 and 55%, and we are not planning any immediate balance changes based on what we are seeing, with the exception of targeting an adjustment for Zarya, there you go, in Total Mayhem, which should go live within our next major patch on October 25th. So, yeah, I guess you're gonna encounter some undying Zaryas until 25. It's gonna be until the 25th. It's gonna be a real Halloween spirit right there. Instead of our team planning, instead our team is planning to make a series of balance changes for season 2. Okay, that are in line with our design goal of ensuring the overall game feels balanced and fair, while giving each season a more distinct identity. While we'll continue looking for for hero performance and listening to player feedback to finalize any specific changes to balance for season 2, we want to share about what we see so far. So in a previous video, I did mention this, that their new plan for like upcoming seasons are they're not going to nerf anything mid-season unless it's game changing. Unless it's like, dude, if this doesn't get nerfed, it's we're done for. For example, Zarya in Total Mayhem, okay, that needed a nerf because it's like you can't kill her, right? So that's what happens. Now, for this, if a season is just you don't like it, you don't like that. Let's say, for example, Soldiers is the most broken character ever, right? Just destroying everyone, and they don't see that as an immediate fix. You have to play that entire season as Soldier, right? So that's the entire point of this new balance thing, to make those seasons feel more alive. I guess, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it per se, but it is what it is. So we have this, tanks fighting on the front lines. Since shifting to the 5v5 format, we have seen players focusing more on the tank role given the heightened importance of a single tank in the row queue modes. One of the most talked about heroes on the roster right now is Diva. What? With buffs after the last beta of her defense matrix and micro missiles, she can put up a fight longer than she could at the launch of Overwatch 2, despite many players saying that she's one of the best tanks in the game. Yeah, I don't know, if you say that, you're tripping. Reinhardt, Sigma, and Zarya actually led up the competition with an average 53% unmirrored win rate. Yeah, so Diva's not number 1 on my list. She's up there, don't get me wrong, she's up there. But I don't know, Zarya and maybe a little bit of Sigma, those are currently like my 2 elite tanks that I've seen a lot of play in, and just they've been destroying. Okay, going up against the Zarya and a good Sigma, damn dude. But again, Diva, I've seen it. She does have a problem, but I didn't know she was number 1, like most hated. Zarya's new ability to choose where to place each of her 2 particle barriers often allows her to build up energy really quickly, which is something we are currently keeping a close eye for potential change next season. Okay, so good to see. They also basically said that Diva is not getting anything, so if you wanted Diva to get a nerf, they're not looking at her. They're looking at, per se, again, Zarya, Sigma, and Reinhardt. Really, mainly it's Zarya. That's all they're looking at, all right? Jungle Queen was a dominant force during the beta player test. Because of that, we've applied changes to her commanding shout, which reduced how dominant the Brawly Death Ball team compositions were at the high skill levels, including the Overwatch League Summer Showdown. We'll keep an eye on her on her performance in the upcoming weeks to ensure she's an effective tank and fun to play. There you go. So really good to see. The problem is she's just, I don't know, she like gets hard countered a lot, and she really can't put up that much survivability. So it is good to see that they're at least working on it. So yeah, I'll take that. The team is also monitoring Doomfist's performance and play rate compared to the other tanks. As we look to season 2, we'll think it makes sense to evaluate his overall tanking ability and potential to make improvements to power block and meteor strike. Okay, so not bad. Doomfist is literally seeing no play. It's hard to find a Doomfist player. They exist, but they're going extinct slowly and slowly. Slicing through the competition. Damn it, this is about Genji. Watch. Yeah, it's about Genji. All right. The damage roll has seen many hero combinations across all ranks. We've noticed some of the top, popular picks among our players. Genji and Soujorn started as the most popular heroes when Overwatch 2 launched. Obviously, Genji just busted and Sojourn is just new. I'll take that. But they've since leveled out the rest of the damage roster. Genji started off with a dominating win rate, and although it's lowered slightly since launch, currently at 52%, we want to make sure he's not dominating the playing field. Watch Genji closely and carefully throughout the season to ensure he doesn't slice up the competition too much, and we make adjustments in Season 2. So there is that. One way, we are considering doing this is through an adjustment of the damage roll passive, which is particularly benefiting heroes like Genji. So there you go. Okay, Genji will see maybe a change through his damage roll passive, right? So there is that, but again, he's not an immediate threat. If you're getting destroyed by Genjis, hey, you'll get destroyed for the rest of the season. Wait till next season, all right? Sombra is also hacking her way through the backlands in our games. We've adjusted her damage potential to be optimal on targets she hacks. However, we want to ensure that the targets have a reasonable time to fight back, so we'll continue to look at balancing her hackability lockout duration when we approach Season 2. We've also heard feedback that tanks feel oppressed when a Sombra is focusing them with hacks, which will also be something we look at in control of our next season. All right? Yeah, I see that Sombra's a kind of a nuisance. She just keeps hacking the tanks to keep them, kind of like out of the fight, again, if you will. All right, next up, Symmetra and Soujorn are the other two damage characters we're keeping an eye on. Okay, over the course of the first week, their win rate has gradually been increasing, and they are showing the highest win rates now at some ranks. Both heroes can be effective counters to Genji, okay, and maybe enjoying their success due to his popularity. When we look at the potential making changes to them, we would need to keep in mind the landscape of the rest of the hero roster. For example, if Genji is tweaked and possibly played less, these heroes might see less success and not need adjustments themselves. Okay, not bad. Overall, again, we kind of understand that. Now, support. I wonder how... Look at this. Everyone else had like a huge category. Support is just like one paragraph. All right, let's see it. Carico has been well received by the community with an initial play rate of over 75% in most matches when we first launched, making her an instant favorite among many players. This play rate has been balanced out compared to the support heroes. However, her win rate increased from 48% to 52% as players learned her kit and playstyle over this past week. Basically, once they got those kunai headshots off, hey, they were winning back left and right now, right? Her healing averages in the middle when you compare it to the rest of the support roster, and her damage output right now is about even with Ana, which is relatively low compared to heroes like Lucio, Moira, and Bridget. Kiriko, a lot of value in her evasiveness with wall climb and swift step to get out of harm's way, allowing her to keep alive in most fights. We are keeping an eye on how she performs in the weeks ahead. Okay. They'll keep an eye on Kiriko only. Nobody else is getting a buff. So for people getting jumped on as some healers, maybe keep waiting. Maybe support gets a little bit of a change for some of you. But yeah, looks like mainly the things getting affected really is Zarya, and then Jungle Queen getting a buff later on. We're gonna be looking at Sombra. So Sombra potentially is getting a nerf. Genji will definitely probably get something to do with his passive, like they changed that up. Then again, Symmetra and Soujorn may not get anything. Kiriko may get something to stop her from, I guess, dominating. I have no idea what they're trying to say here, but let's see. All right, missions around the world with new returning maps and locations worldwide. We want each season of Overwatch 2 to feel refreshing and exciting for new players and returning players. To support that goal and also allow our team, when we think it's appropriate, to make adjustments to our maps, we have begun to run a map pool featuring all new locations and many original maps. For Season 1, we are playing on the following maps, we are planning on the following maps for quick play and competitive. It is going to be Control with these maps listed below, Escort with these maps listed below, Hybrid with these maps, and Push with these maps. So this is what it's looking like if you want to go and check it out. We got this one over here. We got Dorado. Okay, yeah, basic stuff. Route 66, Gibraltar, Junkertown. Yeah, I mean, it's basic stuff, but, that's what they're planning to do. So, yeah. For each subsequent season, they will be rotating the maps out and bringing others back that have previously been out of the rotation. As we continue to rotate maps in and out, we'll be looking to improving and tweaking them. So for example, for Rialto, it returns in Season 2 when it does. Players will notice a few spots were added where we have additional cover, which should help the map play better in a 5v5 environment with reduced shields. For players who want to play maps not currently in the map rotation, hop into a custom game or the occasional arcade mode. So there you go. Climbing the ranks, This was about for the first week that this is the bronze 5 thing, right? So they are working on that. Again, take a look into it. We're also watching your feedback on the present skill tier and division on how you celebrate that in game. So keep an eye out. They are doing a fix for that so you can actually get boosted. Thank you for week 1, and here's more to come. This is basically like just wrapping up the article. So yeah, there's also this. There's also a misconception about how our controller settings work on PC, which does not affect mouse input. As for example, aim smoothing under gamepad does not impact mouse input latency or precision. However, in one report, we discovered that the bug that affected the hitbox alignment is our rendered objects for Jungle Queen in some specific situations, and we are working diligently to fix this issue. Okay. But that's basically it. We understand this. Okay, make sure that your game resolution is this, set that. All right, basic stuff. So, again, October 25th, be ready for that. That's going to be when Zarya gets her nerf for Total Mayhem. The rest of them, Season 2. Okay? That's where we stand. Let me know what you think about it down below. Are you happy about these changes? Do you think that, it should be changed right now? Some of them are really game-breaking and just very annoying to deal with. Or do you think, yeah, wait till Season 2? Each season has their different, meta, if you will. But yeah, that's where it stands. Again, if you want my opinion, I think that some characters could easily get, nerfed now, or just get looked at now instead of later, just because, after a while, you're just gonna get mad, trying to go against that character. And, if a season does suck, like it's a stupid meta that whole season, then is that season really fun for all players? Is it? It's fun for some, but, some are just screwed over completely, right? So that's been it. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.